Guys, it's me, Jess, and I'm back again with another video. This is going to be a quick one. I'm literally backing out of my driveway. It is Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, you guys. And this is just a day for me to just rest, do some self-care. I've already cleaned up. I might just kind of like do some quick straightening of just kind of like, some stuff I didn't get to yesterday, which isn't much. I just want to mop the floor downstairs and vacuum. Those are the only two things I don't really do. But anyway, it is now 8:41 in the morning, 8:42, and I am on my way to do my 5-mile walk at the park. Like I said, I haven't been walking daily. I mean, of course I walk daily, but I'm talking about doing my intentional walks at the park. There's a big difference for me. So I haven't really been able to do that the way I want to. I normally just go on the weekends. Hold on a second, I'm taking it off the charge actually. I need to get a little car holder thing. Okay. Alright, so I have not been able to do my walks every day like I normally do. It's come to a point where I'm only doing it on the weekends. I do work out during the week. I do Taibo during the week, and I do strength training. I do want to get back to my bike because I haven't rode my bike in a while. And it's not because I don't want to, but I just really have been enjoying doing Taibo again. So that's why I haven't really been getting into it, gotten back to it. But yeah, my walks at the park, the 5-mile walk, I really have been doing on the weekends. But the weather is getting nicer now. It's starting to get a little cooler, and this is like the perfect time to really get out there because some people don't like myself, if it's too hot, I really don't want to be out there like that. But it's been getting cool. I know today they said the temperature actually says it's going to be cooler than usual. It's 72 degrees right now. Well, that's what my car is saying, but I think it's like in the 60s, I think. I'm not sure, but my car is saying 72 degrees, which is really good for almost 9 o'clock in the morning, because you guys know when we have those heat waves during the summer, I mean, if you don't get out here by like 6-7 o'clock, you're already done. Like, it's already going to start getting hot already. But anyway, guys, I am really happy with my progress. Thanks to the person who left me that comment yesterday saying that my video motivated them, which I am like really happy about that. You guys know I don't really have any monetary gain from YouTube. This is just really for fun and for community. And I mean, really, that's how YouTube started. And I have nothing against people who are making a lot of money on YouTube, and I would love to be in that position. But that also takes a lot of time and dedication. That also becomes a job as well. But yeah, I mean, that's how YouTube started, just people sharing information, and just, I really don't have time for fancy editing. Like, I just keep it just straight, just regular. I might film in my car, I might film, when I'm in my, house. I just don't have time for all the extra stuff, so you either like it the way it is or you don't. So, but thanks to people who have been, leaving comments that they like what I'm doing. But anyway, so yesterday I told you about my weight loss update. So of course I went on the scale this morning, but my weight is still the same. I do like to weigh myself daily, even though some people are against that. But the reason I would say it's very important to weigh yourself daily is because, not that you're trying to become obsessed with the scale, and yes, your weight is going to fluctuate, especially if it's that time of the month. I don't have a time of the month anymore. I don't get a period anymore because I had an endometrial ablation, so I'm actually happy about that. So my body pretty much stays the same all year long. But yeah, your body is going to fluctuate, based on how much you drink, how much you eat. Like, you could drink a whole bunch of water and your weight is going to go up and down. And of course, it'll get back to normal in the morning, so that's nothing to worry about. But what I want to focus on this morning, and I've talked about before, but I want to talk about it more in detail, especially since I went on my fitness pal this morning and I looked at the I'm gonna close it so y'all can really see me better. I went on my fitness pal, just looking at, because I do like to, I'm a numbers person, and I love to just analyze what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, how I'm how my weeks have been, how my days have been going, and the calories I've been consuming, looking at my macros. And even though I didn't work out a whole lot this week, I think the last time I did Taibo Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I didn't do anything, right? Saturday I didn't do anything. But of course I was still active walking, but yesterday was the first time I actually really did work out for real. But week is I stayed in a calorie deficit every day. So even though I didn't work out like that, I was still losing weight just for the simple fact that I was in a calorie deficit. And of course, if I was working out more, like if I did get in my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I probably could have lost more. But really what I want to say is that even if you are on a low carb journey, you have to stay in a calorie deficit, okay? And for those of you who don't know what keto is, when you're eating a ketogenic diet, it basically just means that you are eating a very high protein, high fat, moderate protein diet, very low carbohydrates. The carbohydrates that you are consuming is basically coming from non-starchy vegetables and low sugar foods, and that's pretty much it, okay? And of course you have those sneaky carbs like with barbecue sauces and things like that you have to be mindful of. I've been really getting into the G Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. But anyway, guys, y'all have to, whether you like it or not, I don't care what anybody tells you, oh, you don't have to track, that's too obsessive, I don't want to do that. Guess what? If you're not willing to track, if you don't want to track your calories, if you don't want to track your macros, then you're really not serious about losing weight. And that's just the bottom line. Keto or low carb is not an excuse to not count your calories and to just eat whatever you want. I mean, it just isn't. Yes, you're going to be more satiated on a low carb diet, on the ketogenic diet, because of high fat and high protein. It's going to keep you satiated. It's going to turn off the food noise. You're not going to have that desire to snack. That is true. But does it mean that you can't overeat on a ketogenic diet? No. Yes, you most certainly can overeat. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to lie to you. Even though I'm doing keto, I really think I'm going to be leaning more into low carb side. And the reason I say it is because when you're eating a lot of fat, even if it's healthy fat, sometimes it can be hard to stay in a calorie deficit 100% because high fat, even though it's satiating, is a lot more calorically dense. So, when people are sitting there adding extra butter to stuff, coconut oil, mayo, oh, let me have 2 extra eggs. I mean, the more fat you put in your diet, it's going to be more calories. And I have started to notice that. And I think that that's what kind of had me on a stumbling block at one point. Because, I was cooking my eggs and adding extra butter. That's an extra 100 calories. Let me get the full fat Greek yogurt instead of the low fat. And so even though you want the full fat, but I started to notice that my calories were still starting to go up just from all those extra fat that you're adding. Let me eat this half of an avocado, which, I do eat half an avocado. I'll do the avocado mini. But, I mean, everybody has to do what works for them. And I noticed when I started switching, that's why I said I would probably say I'm more on a low carb side. Yes, I don't consume the monster carbs, but I want to lean more to low carb side because I really was starting to notice that all that extra fat, it's too calorically dense, and I was having a hard time staying under 2,000 calories. Not that I was going too high, but I was like just about hitting maintenance. And so that's why I was like, maybe I should go switch things around. And so, so now I'm going more on a lower fat, watching the fat. Not saying I'm not eating healthy fats, but I am watching it. So when I say that, meaning like, okay, when I cook eggs in the morning, I'm cooking it with olive oil spray, which I would definitely suggest, guys, olive oil spray or avocado oil spray. Definitely suggest that for cooking your food. I can't remember the last time I have avocado oil and I have olive oil, but I can't remember the last time I actually used it when I was cooking, because it is 120 calories per tablespoon, and it's very easy to use more than that. Now, I will say this, from what I've observed, 1 tablespoon is enough, to be honest with you, depending on what you're making. But I've just started using the spray is way lower in calories, so I've been doing that. When I cook my eggs in the morning, I am not adding any extra butter to it. I'm just not, because I really feel like, even though I like the Kerrygold and all that, and I am gonna get it, but it's just like I don't want to, that's a 100 calories per tablespoon, and so that's just more extra calories that I don't need. I was buying the high fat Greek yogurt, the regular fat. And now I've just gone back to low fat. It's 90 calories for 3/4 a cup. I'm still getting my 12 grams of protein. So yeah, so like I said, I think I really do prefer more of a higher protein, moderate fat. So even though, yeah, I'm doing keto, but I'm still watching the fat because it's just so caloric dense. Some of you might not agree with that, but and I've seen other people online say the same thing. It is hard to stay in your deficit if you're not watching the amount of fat that you're eating on keto. So you can still do keto and still get good results, but I would definitely watch the amount of fat because it is very high in calories, and you've got to be in a calorie deficit. You have to burn more than you are consuming. That's it. That's just the bottom line. Like I said, keto food is very delicious, so it is very easy to overeat it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, oh yeah, I'm going to have the chicken. And that's what I was doing. Oh, I'm going to have eggs, bacon, and sausage, and half of an avocado. That could end up being like a 600-700 calorie breakfast, okay? And so, yes, you're not snacking in between. So that's really what helps. But you still got to count. You get what I'm saying? And then by the time you get to lunch or dinner, like, okay, I'm going to have chicken, legs and thighs, and you might have made, like I've done this before, where I might make some chicken and some pork steak, right? Another high fatty meat. And don't get me wrong, I'm still going to continue to eat those meats, but to me now it's either one or the other. I was eating them all together. I'm going to have chicken and pork steak and some vegetables, but like I said, those are still pretty high in fat, high in calories, so my calorie deficit would still end up going over 2,000, which isn't terrible. It wasn't like I was gaining a bunch of weight, but I felt like I wasn't losing the amount of weight that I wanted to. But yeah, guys, I would definitely suggest using my Fitness Pal. I actually do pay the membership. I do pay for the premium membership, but I will say this, even with my Fitness Pal, you do have to be careful. Now, this is the reason why I do premium, because premium, you can actually make it keto friendly. I can put in where I'm counting net carbs. I can adjust the amount of carbs that I want to take a day, because that's one of the things with my Fitness Pal. They will make you, and see, that's the thing, they keep pushing a lot of carbs. With my Fitness Pal, if you don't adjust it, if you don't pay for premium and adjust it, they will make you feel, yeah, you can always ignore it, but it's just for the simple fact that they will actually give you a goal. They'll give you a goal of like maybe 60-70 grams of protein, which really isn't enough, but then give you a goal of like 200 something grams of carbs. Like, why do I need that much carbs? That is a lot of carbs. That's rice, that's pasta, that's bread, that's oatmeal. Nobody needs 200 something grams of carbs, okay? Because even low carbs, I think, is up to 100 grams or 150, and to me that's still too much. But nobody needs like 200 something grams of carbs. So that's why you really have to be careful with my Fitness Pal. Then also, my Fitness Pal makes you feel, now like I said, I ignore these, but it's just, what about the new people who don't know any better? You get what I'm saying? But my Fitness Pal make you feel like it's okay to eat back the calories that you burn, which I don't think is a good idea. I don't even know why they do that. So let's say you went to the gym and you burnt like 500 calories. They will actually add those 500 calories that you burned at the gym to whatever, to the calories that you're allowed for the day. So let's say your calorie deficit is to eat 1,700 calories a day, and you burnt 500. My Fitness Pal will actually add that and have you feel like you can eat 2,300 calories, which I don't do. I ignore that, but I just think that that's really stupid that they do that. So you do have to be careful of that. But yeah, guys, if you want to lose the weight, it's just science and math, and that's how your body works. And this week was a perfect example for me to see that. Even though I didn't really work out too much, but because I stayed in my calorie deficit every single day, and I was counting, I was still losing weight. And the reason why you guys want to track is because it's very easy to underestimate what you're eating. And you have a lot of people out there who judge what they eat by the size of the food or the weight of the food. And that is not good. And it's just kind of ignorance on people's part. And maybe they don't, it's out of their control. But, no, what you're eating, you putting on weight, it has nothing to do with the size of the food, because you could have a huge ass salad, a huge ass chicken salad, and the salad be like 400 calories, and you have this huge salad and you're satisfied, right? And you're done. You're good for a couple of hours. Or you could have like a bag of Doritos, which is like 420 calories, right? That doesn't seem like, it's not a lot of food. it's not going to keep you satisfied at all, not even close, right? And oh good, there's parking here. Good. I'll park right here. Okay, guys, the park is kind of full today, but I was able to get a spot. Okay. Yeah, so a bag of Doritos is the same amount of calories, but it's not going to keep you full. It's not going to keep you satiated, and you're going to still eat something else. That's the reason why processed foods are so dangerous, because, like, even Oreos, I just had, 3 Oreo cookies. Like, 3 Oreo cookies, I want to believe is like maybe 200 calories, something like that. And how many people is just eating 3 Oreo cookies? You get what I'm saying? So you have to track. You can't just depend on your knowledge, okay? Sodas. 1 bottle of Coke. I don't drink soda at all, but I know for a fact 1 bottle of Coke is like, 240 calories. Because when I do my ship shopping, of course, I pay, I'm buying things, getting these things for other people, so I pay attention to it. And I'm just like, a lot of people who are chronic soda drinkers are eating could easily drink 3 of those. 2 of those soda bottles are 480 calories. And it just goes on and on and on. So guys, yes, even though I'm doing keto, but the reason I don't mind going to low carb direction is because at the end of the day, I know that, it's the calories in, calories out. But yes, but I will say this, even with the calories in, calories out, I do feel like carbs will just keep that weight on you. Because I could see, like, if I were to eat something really floury right now, because I've done it before, the scale will go up about a pound or 2 by the next day. Because those carbs actually have you holding on to water and all that. And the weight, it just becomes a stubborn weight to take off. And like I said, with me eating low carb, I feel so much lighter. I really do. I feel lighter. I have more energy. Everything is just better. My inflammation, I have a lot of pain before where I couldn't even sleep at night. That is really starting to go away. So, like I said, you got to do both. You want to cut the carbs out, those monster carbs, but you also want to count what you're eating as well. Okay. So anyways, guys, I'm about to go start my walk. I'm about to watch some of my videos, watch some what I eat in a day videos. I love watching other people's keto videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.